Should we do a a freeze pose for the thumbnail? 3, 2, 1. That was terrible. 3, 2, 1. Okay. But
hold on. Do another one. Do another one.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
I am the Oracle of Delphi.
What is going on, YouTube? Tyler here with False Neutral Media alongside me, my co-host, well, along webcam side me, my brother co-host Trevor. And we just had A2. What a fucking race it was. 250 and 450.
Yeah. More of an arena cross track if I've ever seen one.
Hey, there was so much more ruts. It was deep.
My God. Yeah.
Well, let's get into the 250s, a little bit of the heats, and straight into the mains. What was kind of your thought on that one section that Levi did a front flip and still battled up there?
He was simply checking the integrity of the front end of the Kawasaki.
Oh, yeah.
That's all he was doing. He was simply testing. That was all that was. He said, I want to see what the integrity of my tailbone feels like. And flipped over and landed on his ass like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. But there was no bounce up, just a slow ascension from the dirt. And what the fuck just happened? So
I couldn't agree more with that analogy.
Happy to see that it wasn't more than that. I believe B-Ray ate it in the same section.
Yeah.
A little bit harder.
A lap or two before. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were literally talking about it when Kitchen was like, you know what I haven't had in a long time? Yard sale. And went straight up and over the bars.
Indonesia times 10.
I'm not going to lie. I've done it better in MX bikes. You get what I mean? I have clipped and come up short and front flip and ridden away. So I guess my question is, Levi, get better. You know what I mean? Ride out that fucking front flip, brother. Squeeze the front brake as soon as you feel it smack that lip. Tuck and use aerodynamics. Tighten yourself into a tight little meatball and pray that the front end of that Kawasaki doesn't explode on impact.
It's all acrobatic and science right there.
It's pretty easy. I'm going to give my opinion on how to break it down. It's quite simple. You have two options: ride out the front flip or let the front forks explode through your fucking skull. It's pretty simple. It's like Chance Hymas making the obvious decision to shift up twice for the gyro effect, or whatever the fuck is going on. Yeah, I'd laugh so hard if Chance was like, I didn't even know I shifted up twice. My foot was scrambling.
You think in Houston they're going to do the Kawasaki with Showtime, Jeremy McGrath, the science of the breakdown of that? That would actually be funny. It would actually be kind of interesting. I mean, we just did it right now, but
yeah, I'll save you the
McGrath.
time. Jeremy, just say this next week.
Yeah,
well, he pretty much had two options: ride the front flip or let the fucking front forks blast out the back end of his skull. So pretty great time. Anyways, motocross, huh, people? I don't fucking know, dude.
Man, I also talking about 250s. Mosman was kind of
ripping.
Surprising me. I think that's going to be my rider that kind of stood out a lot. Michael Mosman. Yeah. He's looking good on that Star Racing Yamaha.
Right. And I say this in full support of Michael Mosman. I am happy to see him come back from all he's been through and be on the podium. With that being said, it is seeing the neck brace every time, like in post interview, like when it's on him.
Yeah.
I just remember wearing it and pretending to be Batman as a kid because, like, I see it, it's like, "Michael, good job," and he's like, "Thank you very much."
Yeah.
Like, it's very Batman, no mobility, looking, to and fro, but happy to
I
see
think
him.
him and his brother always wore those neck braces because they're no NorCal boys. We grew up
Mhm.
watching them ride on KTM's. They were on like 85s out at like 408. I have GoPro footage when I filmed like
Mhm.
Swanee and a bunch of like other riders out there. But dude, I told Joshua like a long time ago, meeting him at like again at I believe it was Glen Helen, and talking to him, and I was like, bro, I don't know if you remember. He's like, oh, I remember you, you're the one that went over the fence. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, that was me.
yeah,
That was fucking
yeah.
me. Thanks for remembering that. I mean, I was nobody, they were fast as hell. But anyways, Ryder D.
Looking good, dude. Looking good. He's looking good.
I think we're gonna see him hopefully one of these races. I think he could win. I definitely
I
think
think
he could win.
I think him and Cameron McAdoo are the interchangeable top 5 that could go into top 3 any weekend,
Yeah.
any given weekend. Because, dude, Cameron McAdoo was looking good, I think, as the rounds go by. Now it is a shorter series being on the West Coast,
Yes.
right? It's split into 2 coasts. So they don't have as much time as, say, the 450s to kind of figure out their shit. But I will say, seeing Cameron McAdoo consistently getting good starts, which kitchen, man.
Yeah, since we're
You
on
put it together in
the
the heat.
Cowie, yes, he was
Put
looking
it
pretty
together
good
in the heat. You got a
until
good
he went
start,
down. But
and then you went down, dude. And
the
then
whole shot, dude. Okay, do you think the whole shot device? I didn't really. I need to rewatch it, but um, I wonder if that should like we'll have to see the if the fork the whole shot device was still stuck. But even then, I don't
right.
think that would do it because it was only you know tucked
I
it.
will just say this: it wasn't the only Cowie we saw tuck the front end, right? It wasn't the only person who tucked the front end. There
Burn.
were some there. I'm just making facts, right?
Facts.
I think when it comes to certain riding styles, maybe that front end on the Cowie is just a little bit wishy-washy when it comes to actually putting pressure on the front end while you're going from standing into a sitting position, because that's what I seem to see every time. As
Yeah.
soon as that pressure gets put on that front, it's gone. It loses it. We even heard Chase talking afterwards, and we'll get to the 450s, but it was like, I was feeling good on the bike, but as soon as I put that pressure on the front end and it washed out, it was like, fuck, what am I doing? Right.
Yeah.
Uh, Seeing Levi, right? It's like we said, if you can execute those starts, he is a force to be reckoned with. Didn't make it happen this week, but he was looking good in his heat. You know, Chance Hymas was looking incredible,
Yes, he
uh,
was. Yeah.
which unfortunately leads us to talk about what happened with Chance Hymas. But Max Anstie was looking good. Parker Ross top 10.
Yes.
Parker Ross top 10. Very
P9.
cool.
Let's go.
P9. Carson Mumford was doing pretty good, sticking up in that top 10. Hunter Yoder was looking pretty good. Max Vollum was surprising me.
Yeah.
And I think you brought him up last weekend where
Yeah.
you were like, dude, he's getting fast. And it was like seeing him actually put up like a top 5 contention was a solid performance.
Dude, the
Solid
Club MX
performance.
bikes look sick. All blacked out.
Yes.
They look
The
dope.
blacked out is
I liked
dope.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Well, and then speaking about Hymas, he is as of
Mhm.
today or yesterday posted he went and got an MRI in SoCal, dislocated shoulder, popped back in, but he is unlikely to be at the these next 3 races. So I wonder if there it is just more damage, because you could definitely damage putting it back in, I'm sure, with like the tendons, like like all that, even after popping it back in. But I'm surprised being out for 3 races. There's got to be
3
a little
weeks.
more.
I wouldn't doubt if there was some cartilage tear and or some muscular injury that may need a couple of weeks to heal up before he can really get back to it. And honestly, depending on how the injury is, I don't have the MRI available.
You should.
It's hard to watch the mechanism of injury, right? That happens when he falls, but it is one of those. It was a huge pileup. Wouldn't surprise me at all if there was some sort of tear there that he was fixing. But if it's like a small, insignificant tear that just needs time to heal up,
Yeah.
just say it's dislocated and whatever damage happened from the dislocation needs time to repair. That doesn't strike me as outside of the norm. So yeah, it makes sense for him to take 3 weeks off. I think when it came to Malcolm Stewart, right, because I think that's who people are going to make the comparison to. It could be that Malcolm Stewart's was a clean dislocation and popped back in and was feeling smooth and was nice in the joint. Whereas Chance Hymas could have some scar tissue there. He could have some previous work there. It's all dependent upon private health matters, I guess I would say. But looking forward to seeing him come back after healing up, and hopefully he's back to the level that he needs to be. But
Yeah. Now
I will say, dude, these tracks are getting gnarly, and watching people get hurt so often has been wild to see, because it's not just like it's not people riding over their head. It's the dudes that are at the top of the competition that are crashing and being like, fuck, dude, I just hurt myself. We saw Freehill, fall with the easy, tipping over in that turn, right? Breaking
almost
the wrist.
making it
It's
into
like,
the main too, again for the second
Right.
time. And just the
Right.
simple, it's always this simple little crashes too, man. So
with Deegan, I mean, we've seen some gnarly crashes from McAdoo already. And I'm like, the fact that he's back every week going, I'm like, I'm sitting here as the guardian angel giving up prayers to the gods with fucking a bunch of incense and stuff. And I'm like, please protect Cameron McAdoo as he tries to fight for top 3.
right.
Because, like, dude, you're watching these battles and stuff. And, like, I'm going to be real. Like, I've spoken about how I feel about Deegan and the way he carries himself and stuff. But, like, Deegan is riding at another level, and these other dudes trying to keep up with them. These tracks are getting fucking gnarly, dude. They're getting fucking gnarly. And it makes me think about the East Coast, and I'm scared.
Right.
I'm scared because notoriously the East Coast rounds are fucking brutal. They're fucking rough.
Yeah, I remember even last year and all the years before that you got a West Coast and then we watched the East Coast and we're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Get
deep ruts, like gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly. But speaking of gnarly, Haiden Deegan taking it. And I loved
talking to. Yes.
What happened?
Yes. So I've made jokes before about the dude tracking the manufacturer points, being like, God fucking damn it, whenever he takes out a teammate. Apparently, him and Anstie got sat down during the week before the race. Got sat down, and it was a very clear, gentlemen, not only is the championship on the line, the manufacturer championship is on the line. Both of you are to fucking stop right now. What happens? Haiden wins. As soon as he wins, Haiden, how are you feeling about, your teammates and stuff? Michael Moseman puts in the most work, and I'm happy to see him win. And it's like, good. Good. You're starting to understand when Yamaha goes, hey, listen, we pay you a lot of money. But guess what? We also pay Mosman a lot of money and Max Anstie a lot of money.
Right.
We pay all these guys a lot of money.
Stop
And
taking them out.
and when you get a broken fucking shoulder, right? Broken clavicle
Yeah.
from a small tip over with Joe Shimoda, we cannot have you doing that to second place in points. Because if anything happens to you, we need Max Anstie to take the title.
Yeah.
Because Cameron McAdoo and Ryder DeFrancisco are ready to take that place.
Yeah.
So please, for the love of God.
For the love of God.
Stop. Because you are, and I know this is a shock, but you aren't a UFC fighter, and this is a team sport, whether you recognize it or not, because there is money in the fact that if we get all three
on top,
if we get all three on top, East Coast and 2 on the West Coast, right, if we are dominant, we're going to be selling bikes because that's how this fucking works.
Yeah.
So please, for the love of God, stop it. Max, if you hear Deegan coming, move over. Period. He's got the points lead. Just enough. Everybody, enough, and it's over and enough.
Yeah.
So we saw the pass. Deegan makes it, looks back, and Anstie just nods like that. Deegan takes off.
Yeah.
Nobody's touching him. So I'm saying it. We can already do our predictions. West Coast rounds, Hayden's on fire. I have a feeling he's going to take this championship.
Yeah.
After the team came out in a public interview and said, yep, we had to sit them down during practice this week and go, all right, chuckle fucks. I get that everybody's having a hee ha ha time, but we're spending a lot of fucking money here.
And that pass with Max too, I thought was awesome. Just that split section. Dude, that was a sick pass. He was launching. Dude, I like that track. I thought it was really sick, but no, it was unfortunate that in the main, Max took 6th, but I thought it was a really, really good race. I thought Max looked really phenomenal, especially in the heats. So I don't think we're definitely done seeing him. I'm starting to grow more of a Max Anstie fan, 100%. But I thought it was just awesome. It was really good racing. 250 is always fun to watch, but let's get in to the 450, the premier class.
Yeah.
Chase Sexton. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Wow. Even though he had some issues in the heats, he got it done. He was looking phenomenal. Jason Anderson putting up a little fight there, but knowing, you know what, dude, this guy's on a whole other planet right now. He wants it. I will let him pass after a little challenge, and Anderson rode phenomenal on that banana.
Right.
That Suzuki.
Yeah, and I mean, he had to, right? We see Ken Roxon kind of got bogged down with some problems.
Yeah.
He didn't get a super great start. He was battling through. So it's one of those, watching Jason Anderson rock it out and just kind of be like, okay, I'm here. I've got to solidify my presence. Hunter Lawrence was on fire and was showing, I'm here to fight. I really want to fight for this. I think if we got a couple more minutes of that race, Hunter might have closed in the gap and tried to give a battle. But dude, Chase, even with the mistakes made, was still, for the most part, in his best lap, a second faster than the competition.
Yeah.
On a track like that, finding a second is difficult, right?
On a 450 too.
Even if it's just like milliseconds over, right? So it's
Yeah.
like being able to watch, like I said, I think seeing Eli Tomacs, seeing Jason Anderson, we also saw Webb was being, aggressive.
Yeah. Webb rode amazing.
We're watching a 450 class, in my opinion, that is just going to evolve over the season.
Yeah.
I think we're going to watch, again, Joey Savacci's been in the top 5 conversation. He's been around the top 5. He's pushing. He's showing that he has a speed. I will say, dude, it's been a bummer watching Christian Craig not be able to put it together, because he'll start really well and then it just seems like maybe the track's getting the better of him. But we also saw RJ Hampshire in the main pushing through.
Yeah. He was looking amazing. I was going to say, yeah, RJ and Malcolm Stewart were up there.
Jorge
Malcolm's
Prado.
starting to, dude. Yeah. We'll get into the team KTMs in a sec, but yeah, or I think RJ and Malcolm, they're hungry. Malcolm coming back from that scary crash. So I still think he has a little bit of like the caution tape still up a little bit, trying to get that comfortability back. Still kind of looking over the shoulder a little bit, but honestly, he's slowly coming back. I know that's your main pick, your main wild card for the season, Malcolm.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I he was my wild card pick for the season, and then unfortunate events befell him.
Yeah.
As the whole accident happened with him and Barsha. But yeah, dude, I think we're seeing a season where these starts are really going to make the difference between a good main event. And again, it's just consistency, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing finally Chase is starting to put some stuff together, which is what we've wanted to see.
Yeah.
So hopefully Chase can keep that momentum going into the next round. But dude, I think the top 3 that we're looking at right now, if Chase can put it together next weekend as well, I think this is the 3 that we're looking at. And dude, I will say my wild card pick for next weekend's got to be Anderson.
Honestly, I could see that.
My wild card pick, because he's getting such good starts.
Yeah.
He's getting such good starts. And even when he gets like an okay start, he's really charging in the first couple laps. I think it's just him getting conditioning and getting back into that constant.
Especially with Roczen, who Roczen does that every single race, every single round, especially in the beginning.
Right.
So I think that's also helping Anderson so much more to be more aggressive in the like way of passing and going up top and leading and staying consistent. So I just thought of that right now because they're teammates. We know how good Roczen is in the beginning and through all out the race, and you've pointed that out a lot. So I think we're, like you said, like Anderson's gonna be up there going into the rest of the season after A2.
Right. I think it's also interchangeable between both of them, right? I think Anderson having the speed to be able to be in the top 5 with Roczen on a week-to-week basis makes Roczen faster. Because it's like, okay, the team that I'm usually solo for, right?
Yeah.
It's usually just him on the Suzuki in the top 5, right? There's nobody else for Roczen going in this season and being like, I know Jason Anderson and I have the speed to be top 3 every weekend. We do. We absolutely have the speed to be top 3. It's interesting. Like you said, vice versa, I think it works.
Yeah.
I think Jason Anderson being able to keep and match the pace, and Roczen being like, I've been doing this solo for a while. So to have somebody that's kind of like my bash brother up here definitely makes keeping the pace a lot easier, especially if they're training together in any capacity.
Absolutely. And speaking of top 3, the number 3, let's talk KTM. Prado, Eli, AP. dangerous three amigos I've ever seen.
Dude, AP, most
Oh,
unlucky heat race crash ever. Dude, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I know that hurt.
oh yeah,
I know that hurt so fucking bad.
yeah.
And to just like turn and roll over and see the checker to be like,
And still get eighth?
You're telling me, dude, I raced that hard for that long to eat shit this close to the fucking finish line.
Man,
I know that dude
brutal.
went back to the fucking rig and was like, ice.
Yeah.
Now.
Ice bath.
Now, dude.
And a hot
Now.
meal now.
Brutal.
I'm glad that he's okay. We
Yeah.
just talked about big crashes. Some, are lucky they get to walk away and still make the main. And then, you have your little tip overs and broken wrist and you're done. And it's just wild. This sport is just crazy. It is very intense, but I'm glad that AP is okay. He did really great in the main. I'm sure he was still super banged up, but I'm just glad that he's okay and still able to race. And then, Tomac was definitely putting on a show, taking the third place, but in the heats, dude, he is fucking back. I think that we saw a little bit of beast mode, during that night. And then Prado winning the heat.
Winning his heat.
Dude, he is looking better and better, getting more comfortable with Supercross. I do want to see him do a lot better, definitely in the mains. He did, take P7. But I mean, even then it's not bad. You're winning heats and you're up
better than 17th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Better than 17th.
I think even 7th is better for Jorge Prado this year.
Yep.
Do you get what I mean? Like, even seeing you in top 10 in fighting and winning mains, that's what we wanted to see.
Yeah.
It's what we wanted to see. Would I love to see AP get a main or get a heat win? Yes, I would.
Yep.
Yes, I would. This year, I'm very much Team KTM.
Yeah.
I want to see 1, 2, 3. If we can see a KTM sweep,
yeah, that would be sick.
My ears.
That would be
music to my ears. And technically, I believe they're one of the only teams that can do that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the people that are within the competition speak of like who could podium, AP, Eli Tomac, and Jorge Prado are one of the only 3-man teams, first off. And 2, they're within that sort of conversation. They have the speed. They're able to win their heat races. They're able to maintain at least top 5, top 10 in the heat or in the mains. So it's like, I would like to see a KTM sweep. That would be fucking sick.
1, 2, 3. I think we're gonna see it shortly, but with all the fight and contenders in this, it's gonna be tough. But I could definitely see it. Mm-hmm. And then just we talked about Cooper Webb for a little bit, but I thought he put on a fantastic show, taking P5 in the main. But the number 1 looked really good. And I believe he was up front for a little bit in the heat. I believe
so. He had pushed his way to the front.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Normally we just get straight into the main, so got to talk a little bit of heats. But and then just real quick on like Prado, not to go backwards, but he also this time last year went down and was out. Mm-hmm. So he is, correct. It's good to see him healthy and learning and still going forward. But yeah, back to Cooper Webb, looking amazing. I think that we're going to see more aggression in just that dog, that Cooper Webb, just dog out of him, going into Houston. I think he does really well at Houston. A lot of these riders are pretty good at Houston, and getting out of the California weather. So we're off to traveling, but yeah, Joey Sabachi looked really good. Dylan Ferrandis is still actually surprising me on the Ducati.
On the Ducati.
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 Ducati. But yeah, I'm pumped. Chase Sexton taking that win. Got
Congrats.
his mechanic. I don't know if you saw. I think it was. God, I don't want to say. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get the name, the filmer who got it. I think. I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to say. But I did see someone post it. I thought it was like really good to see that emotion from. Oh my God, what's his name? The Chase's mechanic. I want to say Ringo. Rongo. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm terrible with fucking names, but just the emotion of all the hard work that they've kind of just been doing, especially the mechanics over there with Cowie, just to see that emotion. It was really good. Forever to capture that. Again, I'm honestly serious. I would shout you out. I forgot which reel I saw, but it was really good. And I don't want to say the wrong name, but
Right.
no, I thought it was really good. And then we had our first chance to see SMX next, the
Right.
futures of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those kids are fucking flying. Unfortunately, um what is it? The 177 of uh Johnson, he went down. He was looking phenomenal. Um, and then we had Caden Manier with the whole shot.
Mm-hmm.
One, congrats. We had Caden Dunney
Mm-hmm.
taking second, and Landon Gordon taking that third place spot over Vince Wait. Vince Wait almost had it there. He put up a good fight. I thought it was really good. Taking fourth. So glad to see those guys do their thing. Deacon Dino taking fifth, which was absolutely awesome. I think he is learning a lot. He gets to ride with like Austin Fortner, all that stuff with Team Triumph. So it was really good to see where everyone is at. Cole Timbo, the dude,
Mm-hmm.
Timbo Slice, top 10. So that was awesome to see for Bar X Yamaha. And then our NorCal Ripper, we had Nate Freehill, his first race. So we know it's his first race compared to a lot of these guys. He did take 18th, and that is totally okay. Nate, keep working. You're doing good. Now you got that experience. Now let's see it. Now let's
Mm-hmm.
see it. So I'm excited for that. Our very own, NorCal Ripper. And I will say it did get red flagged because the
Mm-hmm.
first race, unfortunately, the homie Max Shane and Ryder Milanowski, they had a race incident, which was pretty similar to Barsha and
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm. And I'm hoping these riders are definitely okay. Max Shane, awesome kid. So I'm hoping he both of them, Ryder and Max, get good recovery, and we see them back. Definitely scary. But yeah, it was a red flag. I thought the track crew
Mm-hmm.
called it perfectly. Reset it the race, and we had some good racing. But I definitely wanted to talk about um, Chad Reed's little comment
Yeah.
um, on that. But yeah, before we get into Chad Reed, what did you think of the SMX Next, the futures?
Yeah, I think it's cool to see, the next generation get a little bit more time before they enter the big leagues.
Yeah.
Um, I think it is cool that they get that opportunity. I believe Chad Reed said something along the lines of like, "Hey, it's cool that these kids get to do this, but at the same time, like, I want them to be able to have the space to be able to do it And at the time in which they do the SMX next, the track's kind of rough. And it's like for some of these guys, this being their first Supercross experience, we're not sure how much training everybody's getting. So it can become dangerous. And like, I get that.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because you want to see what the next generation is able to do, but at the same time, you don't want them riding above their heads and us getting a bunch of kids getting maimed and hurt before they even have the chance to enter the pros.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting conversation. I think it's a bit, for me, I see it like in one way, which is I think safety as a whole needs to be more of a concern for people because I think at the rate in which people are crashing and getting hurt is worrisome, especially if there's no care after the fact. And I think that's everybody's sort of kind of concern is like making sure. I believe one of the riders involved in that red flag incident, they had like a dislocated hip, and it's like these are young people, man. These are
Yeah.
young people who are putting their bodies on the line on the same course as everybody in the pros. So it does warrant a conversation of like, should we have rules implemented to make sure that they are doing as safe of a race as possible, and not riding over their heads trying to be the next Jet Lawrence or, the next Haiden Deegan. I think it's an important conversation to have. And I don't think it's helpful or fruitful to be like, you're soft if you think it's like, man, when you were their age, you weren't hitting this shit, and you definitely weren't hitting
Yeah.
it at the rate that they're hitting it. So sit the fuck down. You're not the one risking a fucking spinal injury every time you launch that triple. You
Yeah.
get what I mean?
And these
And
kids are 16 to 18 years old, possibly
straight up,
19. So, I mean, yeah, I like you said, I agree to a point too on, Chad Reed's statement, just safety wise. Yeah, you know what? They could have made the track a little safe, maybe, fix up some sections, but like we talked about off stream, these riders know how to ride. They race all year round. And they're learning. But yeah, I think Chad is right, and I agree with both statements on the fact that we do need to see what these kids can and can't handle at the level that they're at and going forward, definitely. But yeah, to make it safe, I think yeah, it's all involved. I mean, this is moto. This is
mhm,
moto, but it could definitely be played out. Maybe doing doing SMX next first before you know before the heats, or maybe something like that, or in between the 250 heats and 450 heats, throw them in there when the track's kind of still decent, because I know they before the mains they touch up the track, they make it a lot better,
mhm.
and then run it into the end of the night. But you know I think it'll only get better. It's a first round for the SMX next, so we'll definitely have to see on that. But yeah,
Mhm.
I think it was definitely good points all around.
I would agree with that. And I'm looking forward to seeing more.
So before we end
Mhm,
it, round
mhm.
4 Houston.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts? What are our picks? What are our
250. 250. 250, I'm going Hayden.
okay?
And I think top three is going to be Hayden. I'll say Max Anstie, and third is Ryder DeFrancisco. And then I'll say for 450s, it's going to be Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence, Dude, I'm gonna go out on a wild card and say Jorge Prado.
Oh, okay. So we got
Top three.
different views. All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Haiden will win. Top 3 for 250 though. I think it will be Haiden. I think it will be Haiden, Mosman, and Anstie.
A sweep.
I'm gonna call
Yamaha
it.
sweep.
I'm predicting a Yamaha sweep, and my
wild card Cameron McAdoo.
I was gonna say my wild card is Bolin, Max Bolin. So this is gonna be interesting. So it's gonna be because all those riders that you said, I said like those are the mains, but I think Haiden will take it. My 450. I think it's gonna be Chase again. I don't think he wants to let this high go from him. I think after hearing a lot of the information he's given us, post race and pre-race, post race, he's getting that Cowie figured out. So I'm gonna say Chase, Eli, and Hunter.
Incredible.
I wanted to say Ando, but I think Ando will be my wild card.
Yeah.
But it's so hard because Prado's looking good. It's anybody's
my
game.
wild card, Ken Roxon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So both
and
of our wild cards
that's my pick.
Are the Suzuki boys.
Yes.
Okay. I think that sounds good. We're gonna have to remember this because I think even the last one, I think we said Chase.
I never remember.
We should watch back sometimes.
We should,
but we don't.
And that's the way.
But I forget.
That's the way it is.
It's the way the cookie crumbles, dude.
That's just the way it is.
Also, before we end, thank you guys for supporting the channel. It's been awesome. 2026. Leave a like, leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. It is free. Don't have to pay for it. It's free.
Unless you want to pay me.
Yeah.
Message me.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, we take Venmo, whatever. Yeah. Or
I take
Trevor.
cash in a darkened alleyway where we don't know each other. And we never
with blindfolds.
Names.
Blindfolds on.
Yeah. You're it's a ransom, more like is what it is.
Help this channel, support it. But leave a like, leave a comment who you guys think for Houston and what you guys thought for A2. We're done with the California rounds. Unfortunately, we didn't go, but it's okay.
Couldn't.
It is okay. Yeah, it's so much going on, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I hope you guys are too, and we will see you after Houston. Yeah, get that stretch in, dog.
I gotta take a shit. Love you. Bye.
Later.